Letter 6, students took to the quad to protest Columbus Day.
And the first Democratic presidential debate will be held tomorrow in Las Vegas.
It was a beautiful day on the SU campus. Students behind me enjoying the nice weather on the quad, but how long are these warm temperatures going to stick around, and what do you need to know for the week ahead? Your Campus News Leader starts right now.
From the CitrusTV studios, this is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Hello and welcome to CitrusTV News Live at 6 for Monday, October 12th. I'm Topher Lane.
And I'm Claire Moran. Students took to the quad to protest the federal holiday today, and that's our top story. For the first time this year, Columbus Day will be celebrated as Indigenous Peoples Day in at least 9 cities, including Albuquerque, Portland, St. Paul, and Olympia. And here on campus, students came out to the quad to promote the new holiday. Activists say that Indigenous Peoples Day takes into account the history and contributions of Native Americans. They also argue that the federal holiday honoring Christopher Columbus overlooks a painful history of colonialism.
Formally, Syracuse University does not recognize Columbus Day. However, there are several departments and different parts of Syracuse University that has Columbus Day labeled on their calendars and they recognize it. Today we're petitioning that and we're trying to get Syracuse University to revoke that and change it to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Elsewhere on campus, the Academic Integrity Office is hosting SU's first ever Academic Integrity Week. The week-long campaign aims to help students uphold academic integrity expectations, especially during midterms. The campaign is also hoping to engage students in discussion about academic integrity and what it means in the classroom and in life. Throughout the week, staff members will be out around campus to meet with students, provide free giveaways, and answer any questions about the campaign.
Syracuse police are investigating an emergency landing at the Syracuse Hancock International Airport this morning. Christina Callahan, the commissioner of aviation at the airport, says a JetBlue plane made an emergency landing after smoke was seen allegedly coming from the cabin. Callahan says the plane landed safely with all 105 people on board. The plane left Syracuse for JFK Airport and returned shortly after takeoff. Officials are still investigating the incident. The Nepalese couple who went missing over the weekend has been found by deputies from the Onondaga County Sheriff Office. Ram Karki and his wife Devi Rout Karki were reported missing from the Liverpool where they were staying with family members. Family members were concerned because both do not speak English and are hearing impaired. Both were found in good health. Cemeteries in Lysander are asking the town board for help. CitrusTV News reporter Jacob Reynolds has the story on why this may be part of a growing national trend.
An empty cemetery in October might be spooky or scary for the kids, but for cemeteries it's becoming a big problem.
It's doom and gloom.
Jacksonville Rural Cemetery is just one of 3 Lysander cemeteries that ask for money to help stay afloat. They need the money for upkeep, or else the cemeteries will be turned over to the town for management. The Lysander town supervisor couldn't tell us the exact reason the cemeteries need money, just that they need help and that they'd rather have the cemeteries managed privately than by the town. But Jeff Briggs says it's all because of a recent trend that is overtaking the burial business.
The high number of cremations that are becoming part, basically what the industry will be. The burial industry will be cremations soon.
The National Funeral Directors Association also has noted the growing trend of cremations in the past 10 years, and in 2015, cremations are expected to outnumber burials. On average, cremations are about $1,000 cheaper and don't always require buying a plot. But places like Cortland Rural Cemetery hope people will come take a walk among the tombstones to look at this. They call it the Cemetrail, and they hope it helps reverse this worrying trend. Briggs and his team installed the trail this summer. It has 20 different stops that feature various historical and other information. The Cemetrail is now even a part of the Cortland hiking list. Briggs says it's all about making people appreciate the product.
We're trying to find any different alternate source that makes this a product that people and families will appreciate.
And it appears to be working. Briggs says visitors are increasing, plot sales and donations are up, and the cemetery is operating in the black. Jacob Reynolds.
Briggs says other cemeteries should look into innovations to try and stay afloat like Cortland Rural Cemetery did this past summer.
This past Friday, Orange After Dark held a paint party in the Sheraton Ballroom. Citrus TV News reporter Nick Papantonis shows us how students spent the night expressing their creativity.
Something soothing and relaxing. It's been a long week. I don't know how to paint, so I don't know if one class is going to help me.
I decided to come to paint night to bond with my friends. It's our senior year and we're trying to do a lot of school activities just because it's our last hurrah.
Friday night saw the Sheraton Ballroom turned into an art studio for Orange After Dark's first ever paint night.
It's just a huge party. Everyone's just doing art and having fun with their friends, and it's a really cool way for people to connect.
A team of artists led students in creating their masterpieces. Canvases, paint, and other supplies were provided. All students had to bring was their creativity.
It's something that I've always personally wanted to do, and I know it's kind of a growing trend in communities across the country. It definitely is here in Central New York.
I think it's a great opportunity for those people that don't like the party scene that much. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to do something else.
Through the night, the young Picassos socialized, listened to music, and tried to follow McKinney's instructions. Or not. They all took their creations home after the event, and the party received rave reviews.
This is definitely exactly what I expected it to be. I expected my art to come out this bad, and I expected it to be this fun.
Now, based on the popularity of this event, Orange After Dark organizers say that Paint Night has the strong potential to become an SU favorite in the future. For Citrus TV News, I'm Nick Papantonis.
Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, as students are fighting to establish Indigenous Peoples Day here at Syracuse, California is becoming the first state to outlaw a controversial mascot.
That news from around the world, all next. Stick around.
Well, it was a very warm day today outside, but the rest of the week, rain and colder temperatures is what's in store. I'll have your full 5-day forecast when Citrus TV News returns right after this.
If you see news happening on campus in Syracuse or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom at 315-443-1177 or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What planet are we living on? It's right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea.
And everybody look up.
Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Southwest Airlines has fixed the technology problems that caused hundreds of delays on Sunday. The Dallas-based company had problems with the airline's mobile app, website, and reservation centers. Although a normal day is expected, the airline warned passengers to arrive 2 hours early and print boarding passes to prevent delays. Airline representatives have not said what caused the technology issues. California is now the first state to ban schools from using the Redskins team name or mascot. Governor Jerry Brown signed the law on Sunday morning, which will go into effect on January 1st, 2017. The National Center for Education Statistics says the law will affect only 4 public schools using the mascot. However, many Native American groups and activists say the law is an important example for the rest of the nation. The U.S. Supreme Court could announce as early as tomorrow whether it will hear a challenge to a suburban Chicago law banning assault weapons. The law bans the sale, purchase, or possession of certain semi-automatic weapons. If the court decides to hear the case, it may open up discussion for similar bans in 7 other states. If the hearing is declined, there may be even more efforts to impose these bans elsewhere. This decision comes in a time where gun regulation is under a major spotlight in the U.S.
An American journalist detained in Iran received a verdict in his case today. Washington Post reporter Jason Rezaian has been in jail since July 2014. His family says he has not received a fair trial in Iran, and they say this verdict is long overdue. The U.S. State Department says it does not have any information about the ruling, but says they continue to monitor Rezaian's situation and fight for his immediate release. Technology could be the answer to helping Syrian refugees. President Obama turned to the internet to ask Americans to help, and many tech companies listened. Kickstarter says it raised more than $1 million in 24 hours. An online grocery delivery service is allowing people to buy food for refugee families. Airbnb says they will give free housing credits, and Facebook plans to make free internet access available. Experts say these methods will attract a new generation of donors and make more people aware of the problems in Syria. And investigators are still identifying a suspect from the deadly bombings in Turkey over the weekend. Turkey's prime minister says ISIS is the main focus of the investigation. On Saturday, 2 suicide bombers carried out the attack at a train station in Ankara, leaving 97 dead and 250 more injured. Officials say the names have been identified in the investigation point to ISIS. Davutoglu says this attack will not turn Turkey into a Syria. It was an uncharacteristically warm day in Syracuse with temperatures reaching into the mid-70s, but it might get chillier over the rest of the week. CitrusTV weather reporter Nick Ross is in for Brittany Muller tonight. Nick?
Thanks, Claire. Yeah, take a look at this temperature outside right now. 78 degrees, and that's not normal at all for October. A high of 79 degrees today. And take a look at that humidity, only 26%, meaning that it was a very warm, very nice, and very comfortable day. Now, as we look out at tonight, though, showers are going to move in over tonight. So that weather that you've been seeing is not going to last very long. 56 degrees overnight. That chance of rain up at 50%. And as we move across through the evening into tomorrow, when we take a look at the 5-day, you'll see where those temperatures are going to head for the rest of the week. As we look out at the live and telecast radar, you can see this storm system that's moving across the Syracuse area. That's what's going to hit us and going to make things very wet for the rest of the week. This is coming in right around 11 o'clock or so tonight. And that's going to continue into the rest of the week as well. And depending on how this tracks will depend on how heavy the rain gets overnight. But as you can see, as we take a little bit of a wider look, you can see all of these storm tracks right down here in the bottom left of the screen. That's all tracking up in this direction and is what's going to bring the weather for the rest of the week. Now, as we look across at the surface map of the entire United States, you can see this big cold front right here. That's what's going to come in and bring some of those cooler temperatures that we're going to see. As we look across the rest of the country, you can see most things were pretty warm as well. Most of the upper East Coast here was sitting around the same kind of temperatures we were seeing, and it was a very nice break to see from the fall weather. As we look out at tomorrow, showers tomorrow as well. 66 degrees is your high, though, with those showers and clouds, it's going to feel a lot cooler than that. As we look at your 5-day forecast, 60% chance of rain tomorrow, 60% chance of rain on Wednesday as well. And those temperatures, 66, 54, and 60 as your highs. And you can see we're going to get some much heavier rain on Friday, 80% chance there, and only a high of 54 degrees. And as we move in over into Saturday, you can see 44 degrees we get down to by the end of the week.
So Nick, it was so nice to walk outside today and not have to wear a jacket. When am I start going to need wearing a jacket again?
Well, like I said, things will cool off when that cold front kind of moves in across the rest of the week. So you'll be needing a jacket sooner rather than later.
It's unfortunate.
So I was terrified to see, I was looking at the weather today to see if this weather was going to stick around, that there might be snow next weekend. Do you think that's a realistic possibility?
Well, hopefully not in Syracuse, but once we get into Saturday night, temperatures are looking right around 33 degrees, so we could see some snow in other parts of the region. But here in Syracuse, we should be okay. Shouldn't have to break out that heavy coat just yet.
It's good to know. Thank you, Nick.
Coming up on Citrus TV News Live 6, President Obama is weighing in on 2016's top candidates.
And Taryn Riccio is here to recap all things SU sports from over the weekend. Stay tuned.
Hey Orange Nation! I'm Brianna Butler on the
just-
women's basketball team,
And I'm Trevor Cooney of the men's basketball team.
and the season is right around the corner.
You can get your first look at the teams at Orange Madness on Friday, October 16th.
Come watch us at the Carrier Dome for the first time this season. There will be a dunk contest.
And after the scrimmages, come get selfies with the teams.
Hope to see you there. We nailed it. Killed it.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
The first Democratic presidential debate is Tuesday, and frontrunner Hillary Clinton is looking to get lucky in Las Vegas. The former Secretary of State and First Lady is currently leading the race, garnering 46% of the vote, according to a CBS News poll, while Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is nearly 20 points back at 27%. Vice President Joe Biden, who hasn't even declared his candidacy for president, is polling at 16%. And on the other side of things, Donald Trump is still the leading candidate for the Republican nomination for president. But Dr. Ben Carson is catching up. Carson and Trump are the only two candidates polling in the double digits at this point, with the next closest candidate, Ted Cruz, supported by only 9% of likely Republican voters. And President Obama is weighing in on 2016's top candidates. In an interview with 60 Minutes, the president called GOP candidate Donald Trump a classic reality TV character and called out the billionaire for being a great publicity seeker. Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton also made her way into the conversation. Clinton is accused of not using a secure email server while she was Secretary of State under Obama, but the president felt her actions were a mistake and that they never posed a national security threat.
Dell has made one of the biggest tech deals of all time. Today, the computer company bought EMC, a corporate software storage and security giant, for $67 billion. In a prepared statement, Dell said that the combination of Dell and EMC creates an enterprise solution powerhouse. The two companies are said to remain private for now. Over 40,000 runners are preparing for a big race for an even bigger cause. The TCS New York City Marathon for Breast Cancer is coming up on November 1st, following Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In order to participate, runners raise money for breast cancer research, and on race day, many runners wear pink apparel to show their support. Last year, over 50,000 runners finished the race, and over 200,000 cancer patients were reached through the money raised. This year holds even bigger expectations. A New York Giants tight end could lose his foot in a MRSA infection. Team officials say Daniel Fells was hospitalized Wednesday and has undergone 5 surgeries so far. Doctors say amputation of his foot is a possibility because of the nature of the infection, but they are doing everything they can to save it. According to officials, Fells has been placed on injury reserve and will not play for the rest of the season. The team's staff says they are taking every precaution to make sure the infection does not spread to any other players.
We have SU football, volleyball, field hockey, and of course, some of your favorite New York teams coming up on sports. Don't go anywhere.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Syracuse headed to the Sunshine State on Saturday, only to leave feeling less than happy with their performance. Let's take a look at how the Orange fared against the USF Bulls. Some SU fans here at Raymond James Stadium. USF led 10-3 after the first half, and early in the third, USF's Mac Marlin scores one for the Bulls after his 25-yard run into the end zone. USF up 17-3. Then Quentin Flowers makes a nice pass to Rodney Adams for a 28-yard gain. This set the team up for a touchdown on the next play, and the extra point here is good. USF up 24-3. Then 1st and 10 at the USF 30-yard line, Eric Dungy back in the game passes to Jordan Fredericks for a 30-yard run into the end zone. This is the first SU touchdown of the day after only a field goal in the first half. The kick attempt was good, but SU still trails 10-24. Next up, we have Quentin Flowers getting sacked here for a loss of 6 yards. Flowers fumbles, and lucky for SU, Marquise Hodge is there and recovers it quickly at the USF 16-yard line. But it wasn't enough. Finally, halfway through the fourth, USF's Rodney Adams grabs a 14-yard pass from Quentin Flowers to score the last touchdown of the game. The Bulls come out on top on this one with the final score of 45-24. At least the Giants took one home for New York fans. Eli Manning drilled a pass to Larry Donnell in the end zone. The veteran tight end scored with only 21 seconds left in the fourth to give the Giants a 30-27 win over the 49ers. The wins for New York don't stop there. The Buffalo Bills rallied from a 10-point deficit against the Tennessee Titans on Sunday to win 14-13. Quarterback Tyrod Taylor stepped up, throwing for 109 yards, even scoring a touchdown of his own. And in more SU news, volleyball is on a roll, outlasting the Virginia Tech Hokies in 5 sets, with Nicolette Serrator leading the team in her 16 kills. Let's take a look. Otto here, always good to see him supporting his team. In the third set, though, Virginia Tech, Lindsay Owen kills to bring the Hokies up 21-16. Virginia Tech ends up winning the set to lead the match 2-1. But SU starts to come back with Monica Salkut here in the fourth set. She makes a nice kill, and the Orange are tied 3-3. And after a long rally in the fourth set, Amanda McKenzie slips up here, hitting the ball out of bounds. SU leads 10-1. Still in the fourth set, Monica Salkut makes another kill to give SU a 15-14 lead. SU ends up winning this set, sending both teams into a fifth set. And now in the fifth, SU can thank Salkut again for another kill, this one ending the match. Salkut had a total of 13 kills on the night. SU wins 3-2 with a win. The Orange are now 13-4 overall and 4-2 in conference play. SU field hockey is officially number 1 and hotter than ever. The title is well-deserved after the Orange dominated Indiana 3-1 on Sunday, with Liz Sack leading in shots on goal. Sack got one in the net herself alongside goals by Fenney and Gillingham. The Orange held the Hoosiers to 6 total shots. Let's not forget Eric Dungey coming back to the field this weekend. Citrus TV reporter Chris Thompson has more on the quarterback's return against USF.
Syracuse quarterback Eric Dungey had his first start since September 19th, and the first half showed it. Dungey threw for only 40 yards and ran for 13 more, leading the Orange to just 3 first-half points.
So just standard stuff. You know, I'm sure the game's still fast for him in the second or third game, whatever it is. But once he calms down, you know, then he definitely can move us up and down the field.
But as the game progressed, Dungey found his footing, improving greatly in the second half.
Now, once he calmed down and got in the rhythm of the game, you know, he was seeing things, he started throwing the ball well, making plays, you know. Early on, he missed a couple reads on the end, a couple gives he should have given, and he pulled it, you know.
Dungey finished with 232 yards passing and 54 yards rushing. Despite the crowded quarterback depth chart, Dungey still looks to be Syracuse's #1 option heading forward. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Chris Thompson.
Thanks, Chris. A lot of players are getting injured in both SU and national sports lately. And now the New York Mets can thank Dodgers player Chase Utley for taking out shortstop Ruben Tejada. Utley was originally given a suspension in a playoff games 3 and 4 after his dirty slide into second base. Utley has appealed the suspension but still does not appear in the lineup. And some breaking news for South Carolina sports. Football head coach Steve Sarkisian has been fired. Sarkisian was asked to take an indefinite leave of absence on Sunday after reportedly showing up intoxicated to team meetings. Sarkisian was also suspected of being intoxicated at 2 previous events.
Thanks, Taryn. The White House wasn't so white after all this past weekend. Find out more when we come back.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom at 315-443-1177 or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Jimmy can't sing,
and Tommy can't dance,
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Citrus TV News would like to make a quick correction. It was actually the coach from the University of Southern California, not the University of South Carolina.
So, Nick, what should I wear when I wake up tomorrow morning?
Well, tomorrow you're probably going to be looking at needing an umbrella and a raincoat tomorrow. That rain from overnight is going to move forward into tomorrow morning and the rest of the day, so things are going to look a little wet outside.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. And that's all the time we have for Citrus TV News. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Claire Moran.
I'm Topher Lane. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a great night, Syracuse.